All right, joining us now, Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick. Senator McCormick, welcome, as always. I want to talk about Save America Act, but before I do, I was talking to Scott Besson earlier in the show. You know, they put out, they're going to reinsure the oil tankers that Lloyd's of London walked away from. That's the biggest problem in the Strait of Hormuz. So they do that. The Navy comes in, and you know, companies. You got a bunch of tankers get safely going through because the Iranians don't have anything really. Maybe they got some motorboats left. That's going to change the psychology about oil prices. I mean, they've got this arrangement now with. You know, the International Development Finance Corporation, and the CENTCOM will help out. And I think you could be close to a peak in oil prices.
Yeah, hi, Larry. It's good to be with you. I completely agree that what we're seeing now is just uncertainty. You know how much markets hate uncertainty. And the administration stepped in. The DFC has created an insurance product, and the CENTCOM is going to offer escorts. And I think you're going to see ships going through the Straits of Hormuz in relatively short order. That's going to give a lot of confidence. But also, the other important thing to remember, what's happening in terms of global oil markets is remarkable. Between Venezuela and Iran, you have about 30% of global oil reserves. I mean, this is incredible. And both are going to be moving in a way that's much more favorable to open markets, much more favorable to Western interests, much more favorable to security in both hemispheres. So this is a huge step forward. And when the dust settles, we're going to have much healthier, stable markets. And of course, America's energy dominance, Pennsylvania, as an example, its energy dominance, the second largest producer, the fourth largest natural gas reserves in the world. We are uniquely positioned to take advantage of this moment.
You know, the energy stability argument, I made it in the RIF, exactly what you said, with Iran and Venezuela. And, you know, the Iranian war is going to succeed. The biggest hit's going to come tonight. Scott Besson mentioned that on the show as a throwaway. But the biggest hit is going to happen tonight, which is very interesting. We didn't have you on to talk about it, but I can't resist because you know so much about the financial side of the oil markets. And you are from Pennsylvania, which is a fabulous oil-producing state. I'm all for it. Now, Senator McCormick, on the Save America Act, President is, you know, he's very keen on it. He says, I feel very strongly we have to have the full and complete Save America Act. I want Save America Act. It's more important than everything else we're doing other than the war. So now, in the Senate, what do you think, my friend?
Well, first, I mean, just a minute or second on the war. I mean, it's remarkable what our military is doing. I was in Iraq 35 years ago to about the day, and what our magnificent military can do today is truly remarkable, yes. And they're exercising the mission brilliantly. But we need to be able to do two things at once. We need to keep our domestic agenda moving forward. There's a couple big things. Save America Act's first and foremost. You know, that requires voter registration to approve citizenship for voter registration and voter ID. This is basic common sense. I gave a speech on the floor and said it's an 80-20 issue. If we can't get 60 senators to stand up for that, that's a real problem. And I think we need to make the Democrats stand on the floor and defend why they're opposed to an 80-20 issue. Just today, the U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania arrested a 50-year-old man from Mauritania who's not a citizen, is illegally here in this country, who voted 5 times. 5 elections, or allegedly voted in 5 elections. So this is exactly why we need to bring about confidence. So that's one thing. We also, good Lord, we need to fund Department of Homeland Security. We have a domestic threat on the rise because of what's happening in the Middle East, and we need to guard against it. And the fact that we're not funding the Coast Guard and CISA, we're our cyber center, and the Secret Service and all these other things that keep us safe in a time of elevated risk is a real disgrace. So we got to stay focused on this domestic, even as we cheer on and give every bit of support to those men and women fighting for freedom and fighting for America's interest in the Middle East.
You know, in the House, you got to have a photo ID card in order to vote against the Save America Act. I find that very amusing. But your story about Eastern Pennsylvania, that's a bad story.
Bad story.
That's a very bad story.
It's common sense. I mean, you common sense. You got to have a voter ID to pick up a 6-pack of beer. You got to have an ID to give blood, to get married. This is basic common sense, and the fact that the Democrats can't embrace this, I think is a real disgrace.
Is there a vote scheduled,
I've tried to make,
Senator? Is there a vote scheduled?
There's not a vote scheduled, but I think there's not a vote scheduled, but I'm confident there will be a vote, and I think there needs to be. And I think
yeah, John Thune told me.
Go ahead, sir.
I interviewed him, and he said there's going to be a vote. I don't know when, but he absolutely pledged to have a vote.
Yeah, there'll be a vote, and let's hold everybody to account.
Yep.
We need to have people who are opposed to this stand up and defend why.
Yes, sir.
And I think the American people have had enough of this. As you probably know in the polling, Larry, more than 50% of Americans don't have faith in our elections. That's a real tragedy, and we need to restore confidence.
Yes, sir. 100%. Senator Dave McCormick from the great state of Pennsylvania. Thank you. Terrific stuff. Best to Dina. Folks, I'll be right back with my last word.